Hey folks, David Stewart here. Let's talk about brown M&Ms. Those naughty, nasty little brown M&Ms. No one likes to eat them. Get them out of my sight. I don't want them in the M&M bowl. You take those brown M&Ms and you remove them from the M&M bowl, or there's going to be consequences. So let's talk about those naughty brown M&Ms and what that means for things like adaptations. Well, this is a true story from rock and roll history. The rock band Van Halen, back in the day, well, let's say around 1980. I'm not sure what tours they did this on, but it's actually true. They've admitted that this was true. They were one of the biggest bands on the planet, and in order to have them at your venue, there was this huge contract with this huge writer of things that you had to provide water. And one of the things on the list was a bowl of M&Ms had to be provided for the band in which all the brown M&Ms had been removed. No brown M&Ms allowed. Just all the other colors. Now, what was the point of this? Is this because David Lee Roth was just some like crazy dazed out rock star and Eddie Van Halen thought he could just demand whatever he wanted? No, they actually put that in there not because they cared about brown M&Ms, but they cared about whether the venue was going to actually read the entire list of things that were required for their show. And there were technical reasons for that because they had this big, heavy stage. They had all of these power requirements that had to happen. And a lot of arenas were not actually set up to house the touring behemoth and this massive stage that Van Halen lugged around from venue to venue. And so indeed on one night they showed up and there was a bowl of M&Ms and the brown M&Ms had remained in the bowl, and David Lee Roth had this dramatic freak out, and it wasn't because he disliked brown M&Ms. It's because they knew that the venue had not taken what was in that list of things seriously. And apparently as a result, like the stage broke the arena floor. That's why they wanted them to read the entirety of the thing. So the brown M&Ms were like the canary in the coal mine. They're really a warning to let you know that the person involved can't really be trusted, that they didn't really do their homework, they didn't really read what they were supposed to read, and they're not taking seriously the list of demands that are put on them. And as a result, things are going to end up badly. I bring this kind of over to adaptations, where people are always worried about adaptations of their favorite works, whether it's Wheel of Time or Lord of the Rings or whatever your favorite book happens to be. People get excited about these adaptations. Well, it's kind of the Brown M&M test. If they don't care to get the basic details correct, so if you watch the first episode of like Wheel of Time or something, if they don't care to get the little things correct, the things that are easy, the things that are obvious, then they're probably not going to care to get the big stuff correct. The nature of the world or the magic system, the conflict itself, or even the correct ending to the story. So keep that in mind when you're watching like some kind of adaptation and they perplexingly seem to ignore something that's very obvious very early in the run. Chances are you're experiencing the M&M test. They just didn't really care to remove the brown M&Ms. They didn't really care about that demand, and therefore they're not really going to care about the other things either. So if they didn't care to cast the characters right, then they're not really going to care about those characters being anything close to what's in the book. If they didn't care about having the basic setup for the conflict correct, then of course that conflict is not going to pan out at the end of things. So the easy things to do, those little details that are really shouldn't be avoided that happen early in a story, they're kind of like the brown M&Ms. They're letting you know that the big stuff is going to be ignored later on as well, and that's going to have big consequences. So that's all I really wanted to say. Brown M&Ms. There's probably lots of things where you have a brown M&M test where it's something really obvious and little, like you changed the hair color of a character. It's like if you didn't care about that, then you're probably not going to care about any of the bigger, more important stuff about that character, what that character is really like, how it grows, how it changes, he or she changes. You're just not going to care about those things. So whenever you see like really obvious little details just ignored when they really could be safely be not ignored, then you're looking at the Brown M&M test. So thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Have a great one. Sorry about the flashing camera. Have a good one.